We have a beautiful picture of, I think this is your engagement shot.
Yeah, 4 days before he left for Canada, 16.
Oh boy, this is the 16 and the 18-year-old. And it would be 2 years later that you were reunited.
Yeah, good 2 years.
And do we have a wedding shot? You know where we have a wedding shot is right here. You would be celebrating your 50th anniversary here. Yep. And in this article, you included your 3 married children, their wedding pictures. So you see, here's Marie and Lambert right here, and then your 3 children, all celebrating a significant anniversary at the same time. This was pretty creative, Marie. What did you do here? We have Gord's, your eldest son's 25th, your daughter Jan's 25th, and your youngest son John's 10th. And so you added them all up. And this was a total of 110 years of marriage. Now, how's that for warming up for our New Year celebration of marriage? This is, you are already celebrating.
I said, actually, excuse me, it should be 220 years. 50 for me and 50 for him.
Oh, you're going to separate them.
25 for Gord and 25 for Vic, that kind of thing.
Well, yeah. Whatever works. It's all so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So far. But you know, we don't know behind the smiles, behind the richness of the people who minister to us, the things that God has allowed. Lambert, you came and entered into Bible school, 6 years of Bible school.
6 years, yes.
When there was no financial help for anything like that.
Nothing at all. We sold our home. Finally, our car broke down. Got rid of all our furniture, all whatever we possessed, all insurance policies. And I said, Lord, I'll go. I had to go. And it was 6 difficult years. And then what amazed me, that after we had our first church, we had just moved to Tilsonburg, that God allowed leukemia to come into our youngest son's life. I didn't know what leukemia was, never heard of it, until I called the doctor and he said, you don't want to know. I said, I do want to know. I'm the father. He said, you'll have a funeral in 7 months. And
little Johnny was 2.5.
2.5. And during all that time, God was molding us. And I remember the moment he passed away, Marie sat in a chair beside the crib in the hospital in Hamilton, and I wanted to see that last breath to leave his body. I thought, what is eternity? And he was unconscious, and suddenly he woke up, a big smile, his little hand went up, reached to someone, and then dropped down. He was gone. I said, Lord, thank you. He's in your presence. I think one of his angels came down and just, whoever, whatever, I'll find out when I come there.
Or Jesus himself.
Yeah, Jesus himself, but I know he's there waiting for us to come.
Marie, this grief was compounded for you because you didn't want this baby.
I really didn't think I could handle it.
Tell us how you were living.
Well, the first year it was a meager year, like there was no income. The second year, God wonderfully provided. The Salvation Army had a children's village in London.
A children's village?
A children's village. These were kids that were taken by the...
Children's Aid?
Children's Aid, thank you. The Children's Aid, they were problem children, or they had problems with the parents or whatever. And they were placed in the Salvation Army Children's Home. And they were looking for house parents. You lived with the kids. There were 6 cottages, and there were 12 children in each cottage.
So you were the parents to 12 children?
Yeah. And we already had 2 of our own, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh.
And so that was 14 kids, and I didn't think I needed another one. But it was amazing how God provided living quarters for us and food, because the major that hired us said, I interviewed 2 couples, and there was something there, I couldn't take them. She says, today I found out why. And it was just God's provision to see us through Bible school. We were there 5 years. And we were well looked after and made $16 a week, enough for gas and insurance, and yeah.
But that became so compounded. We have a beautiful picture of Johnny after he was diagnosed, I think you were making $75 a week, Lambert?
Yep.
And that's precisely what it cost to have this little boy's blood tested.
$750 every 2 weeks.
Oh,
a
every
tenth.
oh, okay.
Yeah. But no OHIP, no nothing.
But the doctor never charged us for medication.
Doctor never charged us for medication. We got
Dr.
samples.
Woolner was his name, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And then the inevitable, when Johnny passed away, there was another peculiar provision. Was it someone you had met while going to Bible school?
Yes, it was a funeral director in town, and a wonderful born-again believer. We came to know each other, chatted, and then when I called him, I said, could you please, George, pick up the little body from Hamilton? He said, no cost whatsoever. Just purchase the funeral plot. And the little church held a special offering and bought a little plot for $75. And all the costs were covered. The ministers in town carried the casket. It was a celebration. A celebration.
Was it a crisis of your faith, Lambert?
Beg pardon?
Was it a crisis of your faith?
No, a molding. I don't think it was a crisis. Did I cry in the beginning? Yes. Did I ask why? I sure did. I'm human. I said, Lord, I gave you my home, my job, and I had a good promise for a good job. I gave you all that I have, and finally I yielded myself to you. 6 years of struggle, and now this. Heaven was silent, not a word, not a text, but all during that time God was molding and shaping me step by step. I wouldn't have missed that experience for anything in the world. It's been a tremendous experience.
And Marie, you know, with this guilt on top of the grief, I know that Johnny's passing was such a comfort. The presence of the Lord was there. But you did something really amazing out of this loss.